Having strategies for training your learners is important. This video looks at strategies that you can use to assist your learners to develop foundation skills. The first strategy is scaffolding foundation skills. This means breaking up tasks into steps so your learners can work their way up to what's required of the job. Many foundation skills tasks include a range of steps. Take a simple table, for example. You know how to read this without really thinking about it. But a learner seeing a workplace form for the first time might not understand that the headings running across the top correlate to the headings down the left side of the page. When building foundation skills, make sure you explain the purpose of a table and how it works. This is a medication record used in a childcare service. Users need to understand that it's divided into two parts. One part is instruction, filled out by the parent, and the educator fills out the other. This serves as a record that the parent's instruction has been followed. It's important to understand what the headings mean as you go across the form. In a training context, you would step learners through the setup of the form and explain that entries run across the page under each heading. Entries also have to be witnessed. This is a concept that may require explanation. Here's another form with a slightly different structure. This excursion risk management plan has headings that run down the left, but not along the top. There's also a checklist at the bottom. Don't assume that a learner knows that if something has been packed, it should be ticked off in the checkboxes. Forms often hold a lot of vocational terms, job-specific terms that might need explaining. This medical record uses terms like dosage and the phrase method of administration, which in this context have a special meaning. People won't necessarily understand the meaning of these words in this form's specific context. Some trainers encourage learners to keep a personal word list as a reference. They can be used as quick references to help with definitions and spelling. The focus of the word list will depend on what skills the learner needs to develop. It could be a list of correctly spelled words, a vocational word list with a photo of what the word means in a particular context, such as this stool chart, or typical phrases to fill out commonly used workplace forms. No matter what the form is about, having opportunities to practice filling them out is important. Providing some model texts or samples of completed forms for learners to use as a reference will also assist learners. These completed forms can provide a bank of terms and phrases that the learner can draw on. Another strategy focuses on skimming and scanning documents. The forms and documents we read at work can often be quite complex, so imagine the difficulty for someone developing foundation skills. When you introduce a new document, give the learner a couple of minutes and then ask what the purpose of the document is. Who is the target audience? You can pick up a lot from just reading the titles and the first paragraph. Contents pages are also a really good way to get an overview of what's included in the document. Identify the level of headings. Indicate that the main headings give an overview of the main parts of the document. And the subheadings indicate what the detail in the document is about. Some documents, such as the Early Years Learning Framework, use different colours to break up different information. In this example, principles are pink, practice is yellow, and learning outcomes are green. So long as learners understand this colour coding concept, they should find it easier to access the information. Once learners understand skimming and scanning, you could give them some activities. For example, ask them to read the first sentence in every paragraph of a section and give a summary of what that section is about. Or ask them to find something specific in a document so that they have to quickly scan through to find the relevant words that show them what sections to read in more detail. Getting learners to highlight words as they read is also a good strategy. It's a simple way to get connected to a text and start to understand the meaning. Remember to model good practice to your learners. For example, when you provide instructions and check that a learner has understood, or when you use body language to build rapport, always reassure learners that it's okay to ask and make sure that you know about the support services available at your workplace. The last strategy for you is to keep in touch with a foundation skills expert or join a group where people share ideas and experiences of how they dealt with developing foundation skills. You won't be able to solve all the issues your learners bring up as they gain the appropriate foundation skills for their work, but you can do your bit and make a contribution.